As we gear up for the new NBA season, one of the most high-profile players remains unsigned. Guys, I'm talking about 8-time All-Star and former Defensive Player of the Year, Dwight Howard. And the reasons as to why this guy remains a free agent is mind-boggling to me. But in today's video, I have some thoughts on what his NBA future looks like and the mystery team that could snatch him up. This would move the needle in a big way in the NBA, so I need you to tell me what you think about this too in the comments. First though, my name is Troy, and this is the Half Court Report. Please do me a solid and like this video and subscribe to the channel. I talk about everything NBA on here, and I would love to have your support. Before I get into this mystery team, let's look at the resume for Dwight Howard. 15 years in the NBA, 8-time All-Star, 8-time All-NBA selection, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, former NBA champion, and career averages of 16 points and 12 rebounds. Howard is a future Hall of Famer any way you slice it. He last played in the NBA as a member of the Los Angeles Lakers during the 2021-2022 season, where he averaged 6 points and 6 rebounds in 16 minutes per game. But this past season, Dwight played for a team in Taiwan and dominated. 23.2 points, 16.2 rebounds, 5 assists, and he even made 16 three-pointers. This dude still has it. He was named the T1 League's most valuable import. He was also named to the All-Star team and took part in the three-point contest. Yes, Dwight Howard shoots threes now. So that being said, I think the team that signs him will be getting a really solid player at a great value. And the team that should sign Dwight Howard, drumroll please, is the Memphis Grizzlies. You may have heard the devastating news by now. Grizzlies starting center Steven Adams will be having season-ending knee surgery before the season has even begun. This is a huge blow to a Memphis team already without Ja Morant for the first 25 games of the year due to a suspension. Steve-O was actually injured back in January and missed the rest of the season, but the team decided to try and rehab his knee and explore non-surgical options. Unfortunately, that hasn't worked, so season-ending surgery was the only solution. To make matters worse, the Grizzlies are also without Brandon Clark for all or most of the season due to a torn ACL. A lot of what Steven Adams does doesn't show up in the box score. Besides being enormous at 6'11" and 265 pounds, he's able to get his hands on basically every offensive and defensive rebound, and he sets massive screens for his teammates, so that has contributed to lots of wins. He's also super unselfish, and he does not need to get plays run for him. He's more than happy to do the dirty work, which is a rarity in professional sports today. So with Adams' injury, this is going to thrust Xavier Tillman into the starting lineup. Now, Tillman is solid as NBA players go, but at 6'8", he's also undersized and shouldn't really be getting regular rotation minutes for a team like the Grizzlies, who are a championship contender with a full and healthy roster. To put it in perspective, the team went 18-11 in the 29 games with Xavier Tillman as a starter last season, but the offense ground to a halt in the playoffs due to his limitations. If you'll recall, they ended up losing to the Lakers in 6 games in what was, I think, a very winnable series. You may say, oh, we'll just move Jaren Jackson Jr. to the center spot. That'll solve all your problems. It's not that simple. With Triple J playing center full-time, that would just increase his foul rate, and that already keeps him off the floor more than Grizzlies fans would like. Santi Aldama is another big man, but he's more of a power forward than a center. So that leaves Kenny Lofton Jr., a bruising offensive player, as their only other center option. And let me know if you've heard this before. He's undersized at about 6'7", and yeah, the guy is massive at nearly 300 pounds. But think of him as the 2023 version of Zach Randolph. Really good offensive player, pretty good rebounder, but does have defensive limitations. So guys, that's why I love this potential Dwight Howard signing. And sure, Howard is past his prime, but he could be a solid addition to a Grizzlies team that will continue to rely on Desmond Bane and Jaren Jackson Jr. until Ja Morant comes back. Since opposing teams will have Bane and Jackson to deal with, Howard should find himself open on the block for easy dunks or lobs at the rim. Dwight's high defensive IQ and size can give the Grizz that center depth they've needed since the Adams injury. He would also match up well with other big men in the Western Conference, like Nikola Jokic or Anthony Davis. Howard also plays similar to Steven Adams. He's a smart defender in the post, he's a solid rebounder, he can set screens, and he can score. Until Steve-O got hurt last year, Memphis ranked second in rebound percentage and offensive rebound percentage, but after the injury, they were 25th in the former and 22nd in the latter. Adams makes a massive difference. His presence also frees up Triple J to be a shot-swatting help defender, which is where I think he plays some of his best basketball. I believe a guy like D12 could bump guys around in the interior, grab some rebounds, commit some fouls, and in certain matchups would really help to minimize the loss of Adams. Among the available veteran free agent candidates, Howard has the most upside, and I think it's not even close. Signing Dwight would also allow the Grizz to avoid having to trade any assets to get another big man back. I've heard candidates in possible trades like Jonas Valanciunas, Robert Williams III, Clint Capella, and Isaiah Hartenstein, but I'm dubious as to how easy it would be to get a deal done for any of those players. If we're talking free agents, you have names like Dwayne Dedmon, Nerlens Noel, and Bismack Biyombo. Nothing too exciting, and none of those guys could bring to the table what Howard does. Veteran Dwight hater Shaquille O'Neal has even endorsed this signing. He even called him out on his Instagram after finding out that Steven Adams will be ruled out for the entire NBA season. Guys, Dwight Howard was once a dominant force in the NBA. And I think last year overseas proved that he can still play solid minutes in the NBA. That's what I think, but be sure to let me know what you think of Dwight Howard in the comments. I think this would be one of the best and most underrated signings of the offseason. Since you've watched this far, be sure to drop a like for the YouTube algorithm. Click that subscribe button too so you never miss another NBA video. As a Grizz fan, it's scary to think that with all these injuries and the Ja Morant suspension, Memphis could end up being a lottery team. And that would be terrible. But I recently did a video about one lottery pick that has been making waves in the NBA preseason. He plays for the Washington Wizards, and I think the Wizards may have found their next star. This guy's even getting comparisons to Kawhi Leonard and OG Anunoby. So who is Bilal Coulibaly? You got to check out this video that I made on him. Let me know what you think, and I'll catch you next time on the Half Court Report. Have a great day.